The Inter-American Court of Human Rights ruled that the Colombian state was responsible for the kidnap, rape, and torture of Colombian journalist Ginés Bedoya. This was one of the most horrible and tragic situations that any female journalist in Colombia could suffer, and unfortunately this was exactly the case of the former El Espectador journalist. The story goes to the year 2000, during the administration of former conservative Colombian President Andrés Pastrana. In this year, Ginés Bedoya was going to a prison near capital Bogotá to interview one of the most prominent leaders of a pretty famous paramilitary organization in the country. At one moment, she was kidnapped and driven to a nearby town where she was essentially raped and tortured for hours. Eventually, Colombian authorities determined that the people involved in these criminal acts against Bedoya were members of that same paramilitary group. So, in this situation, the Inter-American Court of Human Rights ordered the Colombian government to investigate the case, essentially to determine everything about this case. And of course, it is important to point out that the reason why this institution ruled that the Colombian state was responsible was essentially because of the way that Colombian authorities at that moment didn't took any type of preventive measure to essentially to prevent the situation from happening, of course. And this is the reason why this institution ruled that the Colombian state was fully responsible for what happened to this female Colombian journalist. So it also ordered the Colombian government to investigate the whole case, and on this issue, Colombian President Iván Duque actually agreed. He agreed with this order, and he actually said on his Twitter account that in addition, that this situation should have never taken place, what happened to Bedoya. President Duque also said that his government will do whatever it takes to conduct an in-depth investigation into the matter and determine absolutely everything, the people involved, and basically every single detail regarding what happened that horrible day on the year 2000. Of course, many believe this could be actually quite difficult because we need to take into consideration that we are currently in the last months of the Duque administration. So many people think that considering the different problems, the different issues that the Colombian government needs to take care of, in this short period, it will be extremely difficult for the Colombian government actually to conduct this in-depth investigation and come to a pretty substantial conclusion. Of course, it is also an undeniable fact that this scenario will be quite damaging for President Duque because we need to take into consideration the political implications. After all, next year will be Colombia's presidential elections, and if President Duque's party, Centro Democrático, failed to conduct this investigation, it will be quite possible that the opposition candidates could capitalize this situation and increase their popularity. Reporting from Medellín, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.